Yeah, they have several ways to kill the Timber, right? You have the silence, and as long as you hit the break, it should be overall easy to the Timbersaw. But if Flo has a good lane, which he should against this universal melee hero, then you can get super ahead, just kill the supports early on with Akaya. And if he just feeds off the supports in the early fights, he might become too tanky.
Yeah, Flow. We'll see how it goes, because of course Earthspirit, it also depends on what PP wants to go for in terms of his item build. Most of the time it's going to be like Blade Mill BKB, but Spirit Vessel is still an item against a hero like Timbersaw in case they do not have like the Doom's Doom available. Other items you could go for, Shiva's Guard is going to be important for the healing reduction, I would say. DKs don't really build Scotties, so don't really think that one's coming in. Might be a choice this game, though.
Yeah, Shiva's for PP is very straightforward, definitely. I don't know if this goes like ultra late, maybe the Hoodwink can buy it, right? You can apply it through your 8-1 shot, so it's kind of like not terrible, but considering how Hoodwink player brains work, I don't think they even understand that hero, that item exists. As Snuffy, out of position here.
Yeah, looks to be first-blooded, and it goes to FCR. Yeah, that's actually also an interesting point. Like Hoodwink going maybe for the Mage Slayer against the Timbersaw is
I like that.
Could be really good value, because that's the only item that actually counters Timbersaw. Actually, like heavily counts him. It's just being able to make sure that 40% damage reduction on all of his pure spells is insane.
Definitely agree. That first blood though does come at a cost of FCR not having his Scorcher. So level 1 Infernal Blade probably even worse than Devour in the laning wise, because this Devour can secure range creep. So he might struggle in the first levels. We'll see how Snuff is gonna play. He's being very consistent in the lane stage.
Yeah, a little bit of an unfortunate first blood given away. 3 bounties went to Infinity as well. But also, Infernal Blade, it's not the worst spell. It's not like you level Rubik Lift, for instance, where I'm useless at the first level.
It's
at least do some damage.
Almost as bad, but yeah, I get what you mean.
Damage.
But it needs to be close, and you're pretty slow without your Scorcher. Even Ogre is faster than him.
Yeah, but Ogre walks up to you because Ogre has no spells at level 1, so he literally can't do anything but right-click you, so he'll be in melee range anyway.
Yeah, that's definitely a special needs lane. Nothing really is going to be happening here. Their first levels are going to be pretty boring. Top lane, though, I think that's going to be way more action there. Some poking from the inch, maybe some spear into arrows, as the SF does that.
Yeah, bottom lane, I guess, 1 point Infernal Blade Scorched Earth is enough. Ogre now just got his level 2, so finally he gets some spells to use. And
Ogre's so funny. Like, this level 1, it's just so bad.
Yeah. It's a little bit dumb right there.
Yeah.
But now that he's level 2, he gets those level 3 spells, and the Ras is pretty nuts with Ignite early on.
Mid lane, Flo gets his bottle. PP has a bottle as well. For a pretty even lane, I'd say. Oh, okay. Cute little place with the Island Wrench.
And Ogre falls, so this bottom lane looking pretty good for FCR at the moment. Considering he already has 3 full kills. Queued up the Hanamitis. I mean, if the lane goes this well, you might as well try and get that Hanamitis fast so that you just keep scaling.
I'm pretty sure he would have killed it anyways.
I mean, yeah, but if it goes bad, some Dooms tend to go for the Blink Dagger to just make plays across the map a bit sooner.
Yeah, a lot of pressure in general from the P here. Looks like they are winning every single lane. Even the Timbersaw actually lower CS than their Spirit WWEs, outputting a lot of harass at that one.
Yeah, that's the beauty of bottle, though. You don't really care too much. Especially if at one point your supports die, they just DPA and fill the bottle. And then, arrow flying out now, people able to connect on PP. And Zamba, sneaky with that smoke. It means that Mars is completely alone top.
Yeah, he is feeling pressure. Lowest CS side. It's supposed to be, but he does have a pretty big wave under his tower, so he's definitely gonna recover very soon.
Yeah, he should be pretty A-okay. Ooh, cool. Bit obnoxious there. But there's the coconut tossing of the Warpine Raider, chasing out the Mars from the lane. Mirana has walked towards bottom, looking to set up the arrow. Stun comes out, arrow lands, Knight is in trouble. The Hoodwink does get a bushwhack onto only the Wildwing Ripper, unfortunately. FCR wants to go for a man fight, but the SF joining is making it a little bit too scary. And Hansama walking all across the map to find any plays to be made.
Yeah, I mean, I think he needs to,
mid.
like, yeah, that's...
Oh, PP gets interrupted on his roll. Flow does a lot of damage, has another Timber Chain and Whirling Death available. PP needs to stay back. Now it's starting to really hurt. Especially once the Timber Saw hits that level 6. It's rough for PP.
Yeah, PP don't wanna hurt as much. He needs that level 6. But yeah, Mirana does fall in the bottom lane here, trying to find some openings. But 2 versus 3 not working out for them as they actually get the bushwhack chasing for Snoofy.
Snoofy jukes his way out of there. The Ogre
the urge
is going to get taken down. Snoofy has another Shadow Raise available close range. Can he get the connection? He doesn't actually have the mana for another Shadow Raise. Comes in, Mirana leap forward. Snoofy, can he get taken down? One more hit.
Shadow Fiend.
Oh, the coconut bounce does not connect, and Snoofy survives with a double kill.
Snoofy's so good. Gotta give it to him for this guy. They do also lose the Timbersaw in mid lane, so PP here without his level 6, just a rotation from the Ench allows them to kill that hero. So Infinity still with the gold lead at mid 5, and they're probably gonna get the rune as well because of it.
Yeah, that's not too shabby. PP being able to, he's going for the Spirit Vessel rush as well, so gonna be very active early on. Has an invis bottle ready, wants to get those earn charges. Hasn't even gone for boots. He's just straight up rushing Spirit Vessel.
Well, FCR taking some damage here, but little do they know that there's an Earth Spirit rotation on his way.
And FCR trying to stay away. Feeling's gonna die, and PP gets to earn charges. While in the meantime, Mars dies topside. Infinity is really doing a terrific job in the lane so far. And I think Flow with the might need to make a rotation soon on the Timbersaw to make the play. Because right now, he is 5th on the net worth chart.
It was a really good read from Infinity because they knew that the Timbersaw had TP mid after that death. It couldn't really mirror the movement of the Earth Spirit. And now they're going to try and fight for the Wisdom here. Costabil, let him alone, might die here.
Yeah, Timbersaw does a lot of damage. There is a spear available for the Mars. Arrow is going to fly out. It's going to connect. And Costabile will drop dead. Big kill. Does manage to get secured. And, of course, the Wisdom Rune for the Radiant side as well.
Yeah, they really respect the aggression of Blade Breakers as FCR going for Snoofy. Gets the Doom off.
And Snoofy still does a lot of damage there. Cuts the tree with the Quelling Blade.
Holy!
FCR walks back in and...
Oh, he gets the kill!
Oh my god. He gets... Well, Hanzama gets one and then the other one goes to Snoofy, but it's all his work right there. That tree cutting was very impressive, especially considering he was standing next to another tree, so he could have actually been bushwhacked to another tree.
And that's the thing. Before they change Doom so that he doesn't mute before the 25, you would never be able to do that, right? So that's one of the minor inconveniences that Doom can't really do anymore. But overall, just perfectly. I cannot stop saying good things about Snuffy. Like, he's been very impressive.
All he needs to do right now is rank the hell up in matchmaking so that he gets noticed a bit more. Because he's a very good player, but no one is going to look at you if you're rank 500.
Yeah, carry rank 500. Like that's maybe a support rank for a
For
good
an
stack.
old player.
Yeah, as they're gonna find Mars again. LGM
Nice.
struggling.
Being chased, push back, Flow. Can he get himself out of there? He tries to chain, but nope. They find the second one. 2 cores. This is also a just TP'd in Mars that dies once again. So he's going to have to make the walk of shame happen while they push the tier 1 tower top with the DK and the Enchantress with his minions, the Dark Troll Summoner army.
Yeah, BD definitely came to play here. They are looking very sharp with this draft.
Yeah, PP Earthspirit doing this well. 3-0-1 against a Timbersaw mid. Obviously had a little bit of help from the Enchantress. And I don't think Flo's had any help. I mean, there was some attempted help by Mirana, but it failed miserably. Right now, though, Hanzama on the run will get Impetus blasted by number 5. Who went for the 3-3-1 build on the Enchantress.
Okay.
That's a weird build.
I thought that because they have that much burst damage on Blade Breakers, it's gonna go for full healing. But no, he just wants to deal more damage, which is just goes to show that they're reading these games, that they are ahead, and they're very right about that.
They have solid damage, but having more, especially pure damage against like Timbersaw is pretty great. Timbersaw, Flow dropping low. Nice stun in response onto PP. Luckily, it was a multicast. There is the Mars. Gets silence up, so he can't drop the arena just yet. Now he has it available. FCR charging forward, not even going to drop the Doom, and it will be a 3-for-1 trade. Every single time that Blade Breakers has a good shot at a fight, they just instantly get crushed.
That was way too sloppy from Flo. Like, he goes up the high ground with full HP Earthspirit in front of him. And just, like, what do you expect? It's room time. They're gonna TP. They're gonna send heroes. He definitely shouldn't have died there. I think everyone's been doing a good job at arrowing those catapult waves, but Infinity is so strong that it honestly doesn't matter, and she might pay the price regardless of everything.
Yeah, no more leaps available. Hanzama is in a world of hurt, and he is a goner. 6k net worth lead in 10 minutes time. Pretty rough. Doom's got his Handamitis also already done, so we'll be able to quickly scale with it. Unless he gets taken down right now in the bottom lane. It's a 4-man rotation. They do find FCR, which is nice for them, but you know, the Handamitis circumvents the problem of dying every once in a while.
Yeah, and I mean, they are this far ahead with all of these Doom contributions.
This is a Spirit Vessel done, by the way, on PP. So,
dodge,
Flo just takes so much damage. And PP is looking for another, possibly. Gotta be careful here for a fight. Boulder Smash, not going to connect, but he's going to roll in onto Snoofy. Knows that's the better target. Doesn't have to magnetize, though. Needs a little bit of help. FCR is that help required to block off Feeling, who's going to get pushed back. And Feeling with the Impetus Blast. Enchantress, level 4 Impetus, is going to pump out damage very quickly. And even uses level 1 Wisps to heal PP a bit.
Alright, so the thing you're not understanding about the Timbersaw is that he has the Giga Brain play. Because there's a vessel on the enemy side, he has literally no points of reactive armor. So now he's not getting countered anymore because he has no healing.
Yeah, that's not really that big brain.
Pretty sure that's the smartest play you can make.
Yes, you die slightly. I mean, you die even still faster. No, because now you don't have the armor.
True, I guess.
Shadow Fiend gonna get blasted by PP, who's gonna look for more targets. Number 5 still gonna be able to stay alive. Feeling on the Ogre on the run. Will be another one down. Hanzama in trouble. They're gonna roll onto the Mars. Has the arena. Can't even get any casts off. They find 4 and look for the tier 1 tower bottom. And the only one that at this stage of the game does a solid amount of damage is the Timbersaw, but he's behind the Enchantress. He's almost behind the Hoodwink. He is, like, their net worth is non-existent, except for Snoofy.
Trying to finish the Skya, but, like, they're so far ahead, especially on the supports from Infinity, that I don't think he has the damage to burst them anymore. That's a 1200 HP Enchantress. The Enchantress almost has the same HP as the Timber Saw. Like, you're probably not gonna burst anyone. Not at the pace this game is going.
I'm actually baffled at how good this Enchantress is performing in terms of... He's 7-0-10 for a +5 inch. Obviously, he's playing a little bit greedy with his skill build and such. But regardless... Oh, Flo almost gets hit there with the roll. But gets the TP away.
Yeah, I mean, Snuffy is still farming a fair amount, and I mean, he contributed to a lot of those fights that I feel like a lot of other carries wouldn't necessarily show up to. But it's tough, right? It feels like every game for Blade Breakers, Snuffy versus the world. We had some better showings from Flo. This Timbersaw has not delivered, unfortunately. Not yet, at least.
Yeah, I mean, the game is still early days, but you're gonna need to... They have to make some mistakes. And I don't really see with their... I mean, PP maybe rolls in too deep, stuff like that. With the rest of his team not there. But Knight is just hugging his Earthspirit the entire time. Making sure he's always next to him. He's got the Rod of Aegis now done on the Hoodwink as well. So they have multiple tools to deal with the Mirana and the Timbersaw trying to escape.
Really good catch. And the biggest problem, every single tier 1 is up and quite healthy. I mean, the top tier 1 tower is full HP. So it's going to be hard to recover this net worth deficit if you can't really open up the map. And if you don't win a fight, that's probably not going to happen. It's a kind of a tough cookie to crack here for Blade Breakers. I'm going to try and show the Shadow Fiend. No, he doesn't even have the guts to show when they have 3 heroes in.
And Enchantress is a nice target if you can kill it, but it might cost you too much time. He now has level 3 Wisps, and the Solar Crest is about to send out a Dragonlance, because why not? Hurricane Pike build Enchantress is the way to go this game.
They have a Canopy Wave, so looks like this is going to be a tower, for now at least.
Mid staking some damage in the meantime, and... They fortify their own creeps, so it defends that tower a little bit, gets the extra push in towards the mid-tier 2. But with the PP rotation, it gets a little bit too spooky. Number 5 walking in, rolling boulder onto the Ogre. He's trying to disengage, but he is quickly found out. PP also has the Blade Mill now done, so you have to be very careful. The Doom gets thrown out onto Snoofy. Shadow Fiend, there is no escaping this.
Yeah, it's looking pretty bad. Not gonna lie, the tower's still up. 130 HP. 2 hits from the Shadow Fiend. Would have probably gotten it, but they were afraid, and for a reason, right? They still died, even though they disengaged earlier.
How do you recover this? Is there a way that you can even recover this?
Good arena. You need like the perfect fight with a Requiem, but Mars is dead. He did buy the blink before dying at least, so they could smoke and go for a play right now. I think if you don't, like, you're just gonna lose this game.
Have they used arena?
I don't remember.
I'm trying to think. Have they used arena so far?
I actually don't think so.
Yeah, maybe not.
17
What's up with all
minutes.
these Mars? I know it's a good cooldown, but at one point you just gotta go for it, right? Jumping onto Flo in mid, Sharpshooter comes out, loses, well, he gets broken, and ticks down to the dots of PP.
The GM does have arena. Holding on. I guess Shadow Fiend's not here, so with no
He has
Timber, no
Blink
Shadow
now
Fiend.
as well. So he has Blink Arena, that's actually pretty huge. If they can find an opening. And with the Requiem next to it, Timbersaw joining in with the pure damage, they definitely have the damage to kill someone. But you're going to have to hit all the spells before they get BKB. Okay, DK has BKB. Never mind, it's over. Like, there's no way you kill DK if he has BKB. And his team is not on the other side of the planet.
You need to, like, spear into Requiem before you became Azor. It's okay. That's definitely the case.
I mean, I still don't know why, but you can even, like, pop BKB mid-spear. Which is still
Snuffy was going BKB, decided to stop for Crystallis because I think they realized He's also
Oh,
liking.
oh no! God,
That's
this
not the
feels like the
first
match
time.
yesterday.
Yeah.
To be fair, yesterday we also saw Magnuses do the same with Skewer, so
Skewer
it's not.
is objectively harder to land, but
Oh,
sure.
Spear. Arena gets thrown out onto PP. A lot of damage. He does get taken down. This is two dead on the
FCR?
dire side. FCR actually went in from behind. This is a bad fight. Costabile. The Doom is thrown onto the Shadow Fiend in time, so they will find the SF, find 2 kills. Flow is still on the other side. BKB is about to wear off. They buy back on the Ogre, going for the DK here.
Arrow?
The stun
no.
and the spear makes the arrow miss, and now it gets all a little bit dodgy. Anzama is gonna get taken down because the Enchantress is a core essentially at this point, and it looked like a really good fight, but in the end it was a 3-for-3 trade. They lose their safe laner and they buy back on the Ogre.
Are you seeing the tier 2 token that they cannot pick up?
Wait, what?
Just they cannot click it. They tried on the left side, they tried on the right side, it's just stuck.
Oh yeah, it's on the high ground. Can Flow maybe... No?
Okay,
Oh?
I think he has the right idea now.
Yeah, he's got it. Okay.
What did he get? Let's see his drop. See if he got lucky. It's
Vampire
nice.
Fangs.
It's fine.
Night Vision's always good. And obviously, Spell Lifesteal on Timbersaw is not too shabby.
I mean, they do have a vessel. They're probably gonna have. They have a Doom as well, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. Anzama.
Tormentor here being done by Blade Breakers.
And that is, well, Mirana is actually not that bad in terms of farm. He got the free shard, he's got the Rod of Atos, going drums, going for a semi-core build as well as the... But on the opponent, you have to deal with an Enchantress core and a Hoodwink core.
Yeah, Shadowfiend also got lucky with his own neutral, has the Armor Destruction, so a little bit slow for the chases as well as the Mimes Armor, which he definitely appreciates. And
that
it's probably going to be a
takes,
dead tier
Roche
1
back.
tower. That's the first tier 1 that they're going to get this game.
It did show in the previous fight, though, that they can't win a fight if they get everyone involved. They are going to go for Costabile. Arrow forces the BKB.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
That's a... Now, that might actually give them a chance to go Roche. With BKB on DK on cooldown. They have the SF, as you mentioned, with the Orb of Destruction. Ogre Magi with the Bloodlust buff. It does die pretty quickly. They could even Mirana ulti just to make sure it dies fast, but they are aware of it on the side of Infinity.
Alright, so Luffy's so strong that he can kind of do this by himself, and they have everyone else.
He's taking a lot of damage from Roche. There's the roll into the pit. Magnetize comes out. They don't have the Mirana there, by the way. He's on the other side. Finally gets the TP going. There's the Mirana ulti. The arena gets dropped. FCR gets the Doom off onto Snoopy. Snoopy, the bushwhack onto 4. Dude had a 4-man bushwhack. That's just disgusting. And Snoopy DCs.
No. Oh no. The mental damage was too high.
So
I think the play was not bad. The biggest problem, one, the Ogre should be tanking, I think, initially, and two, the Infinity just played that so well. Like, they only send the Enchantress first, so the Mars could arena the Ench, but you don't want to do that. And once he starts trading hits with the Ench, he cannot blink to find the other 3 that engage. So I don't know. Infinity is just overall playing better. Arguably, I would say even better than Bosca did when they were fighting against Bladebreaker. So, hey.
Oh, without a doubt, they're playing really freaking good on Infinity.
Yeah,
I don't see, and they had one mistake with that fight towards the Radiant Triangle, but besides that, because they just kept on running in one by one. But even that was a win for them because they forced out a buyback. They killed the enemy's top net worth hero. They kept their own top net worth alive. So. Yeah,
I mean, they still have all 2 towers alive. They're gonna get these ages as well. Costabile is incredibly farmed. Like, considering how hard of a game they're having on Blade Breaker, Snoopy is very farmed. But if the DK is like 4K gold ahead and also has an Aegis, this game becomes pretty hard. It's already pretty hard.
Yeah, it's horribly hard for them. 17k net with advantage in 21 minutes is nearly impossible to overcome. It's been done before, but they really need to throw on infant. They need to like fountain dive level of throw. I remember
Yeah, and you know
watching a
what?
GPK dive into a fountain once, and that cost them the game. That needs to happen.
You know what? There's one thing here. Like we kind of talked about the yogurt, like the fact that they need the yogurt, and I gotta say, I think it really enables Luffy. But to me, if you're picking this ogre hero over like an Enchantress or Pugna, there's like so many so many strong +5s right now. I think you need two cores that actually benefit from the Bloodlust, and I wouldn't say either Timber or the Mars really do. So if you had something that also right clicks a little bit, like a Storm or a Pop or, you know, even a Void Spirit to some degree, Slaughter maybe, I could have seen this Zogger actually allowing the network to feel lower than it is, just because you have that insane attacks being given to your cores.
I can see what you mean. I do agree. One
Right?
plus
You
is
have a
of course
Mirana on top of it, so it's like
Mirana can do it.
you're trying to enable everyone's right clicks, but it's only really the Shadow Fiend that the benefits. So
Yeah,
I get why they picked the Timber. I don't think it's a bad pick for this game, but it feels like they were going towards a direction with the Zogger SF, and they tried to adapt too much to what Infinity had instead of maybe just having a lot of synergy between their heroes.
we were talking, of course, previously. The Spearback, comparing it to, let's say, Magnus. If you have a Magnus, that's essentially also a right-click core.
Yeah.
Potentially that benefits off of the Mirana's ulti, the attack speed buff with the cleave, like stuff like that. Then you also buff the Shadow Fiend. It gives it a little bit more strength for the rest of your team as well.
For sure, for sure. So they're gonna have the BKB on Snuffy in no time. I think that's another big problem for that fight. Snuffy was like 200 going away from his BKB when they decided to go for that play. Uh, maybe if he had the BKB there, that could have been a little bit different. But I still, there is a world where Blade Breakers wins a big fight and this Shadow Fiend starts to become too much of a problem, especially with level 2 Solar Flare. But they're gonna have to withstand the aggression of these ages, which is coming. Smoke already popped on Infinity.
Yeah, the Shadow Fiend can still hurt with the Chrysalis now done. Costabile walking up the high ground is going to get stunned at once. Takes quite a decent amount of damage, but nowhere near enough to get the kill. Snoopy is just right click. Wow, that dateless damage. That ogre died in a split second.
Oh no.
And push back on Shadow Fiend. Yeah. I mean, to me personally, like, no disrespect, but why would you even reconnect?
This game's pretty over. Well, let's
Yeah.
not kid ourselves. This game is, unless they dive the fountain and disconnect at the same time. Actually, if you disconnect, you run back to your base. So you need to willingly
They have
walk into the
arena,
base.
so you know that's a combo. You can hold them in the fountain.
That requires Mars to use it, and I think we saw maybe 2 this game. So I'm not sure.
And one was on a BKB Doom, so.
Yeah, I know. So Mars actually showing bottom. He has okay, finished his BKB. Looks like we're gonna get a fight now. Solar Flare already popped. This is weird. They're just running away. Oh no.
Yeah, 10 seconds until Costabile has his Elder Dragon form as well, so they were probably waiting for that to return when everyone was up on Blade Breakers. Still has that Aegis. AC is almost finished up as well.
Yeah, this is...
Same with FCR, almost has Octarine Core. He also has the Time Warp Aura creep. So he has cooldown reduction on his Doom, and is going to have the Octarine Core now, so he's going to have double cooldown reduction. What's his cooldown? Its cooldown is now
60 seconds BKB on him.
Huh? 86 seconds on Doom.
They get the first life. Costabile still has his BKB backpacked.
In comes PP trying to get the catch on Snoofy, who still has a BKB, but look at those impetus hits. Oh my lord,
no.
Snoofy trying to not use his BKB, but gets just straight up doomed, and then he's dead regardless. They have a buyback available on the Timbersaw. Mars still has the arena, might drop it, but the problem is the BKBs. There's FCR's BKB wearing off. They will get the catch. Timbersaw, can he deal the damage?
No.
Arrow is going to connect. FCR will drop dead. But there is still an Enchantress just chunking. Like, the Enchantress plus 5 is higher level than the enemy mid.
Oh my god, yeah. That's one of the many problems. Oh, spear back, here the glyph.
Arrow lands. Well, a lot of damage, actually. Costabile is dead, but the Enchantress is the real carrier. Right click away. Ogre Match is going to be the next target. Number 5 goes in.
Oh my lord.
Boink himself back, blows him up. Godlike, beyond godlike. 11-0-18 Enchantress. And he has a Hyperstone. He's almost done with the Moon Shard.
That's absurd. Well, that's Stinger for you. Just kind of solo carrying this game, not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive of a performance so far.
Rank 1,000 player Europe, by the way. MMR is just a number, apparently.
Yeah, but he's one of those older plus 5 players, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, their MMR, like, they quit. They play scrims, and they don't really care about... They play their pubs in... Let's see if, you know, SF plus 5 works. Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and then, no, it doesn't work. Okay, that's a lost game. Let's try a different strat and see if that works.
Mm-hmm. They're not
Someone's going to have to test the stuff out.
Pubs and just grinding, like...
playing 2 heroes
Batman.
the entire time. And then, oh, yeah. Okay, I got MMR at least.
True.
Which is what a lot of people do. They're like, okay, this hero's broken. I only play this hero.
LGM.
Which obviously is a good way to grind, but...
Yeah, I think like when you are a younger support player, you probably still want to grind just because your name is not there, right? So you need to draw attention to your name somehow. But if you're an older name, you know
don't care about MMR.
Play. Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Like,
you might piss off some pros. That's
level.
Yeah. You also need to not piss off all the other people, because, I mean, it's SA, so everyone pisses each other off regardless. But it's always good to not make enemies the entire time.
Well, South America's
this
not very good at that. I'll
yeah,
say
I know. I mean, to be fair, neither is Europe. The amount of Twitter beef that we get to see as well between pro players.
Oh, Arrow to Costabile. Do they have the damage?
Oh, PP with the pushback as well. Nicely done. Mid-roll. God, I love watching good Earth Spirits. Always miss it. Makes me miss Jarrex when I see an Earth Spirit.
Yeah, the core Earth Spirit is cooler because they get more items.
That is true. They have a chance to get Ags, which they sometimes even do. And then with the Ag Shard, you just have the weirdest combos. And then Refresher, and you boom, boom, boom. GG, well played, regardless gets called. And there's another arena catch. But it is all over. LGM drops. And Infinity take game number 1. And I mean, they just didn't really give them a shot this time. Like, Blade Breakers were...
Because there's no way she's going to get the Frostbite off if you set up the engagement with the disruption.
Okay, I can definitely see that happen. Crystal Maiden is normally a pretty tasty snack to just mow down. And Morphling in the early game doesn't really have any way to save you, essentially. It's also one of the big downsides of Morphling. It is, until you get the farm, just a right-click hero.
This is also a game where just getting Morphling Illusions is so good, right? To have level 4 disruption, getting that 50% illusion damage, Morphling Illusions is crazy tasty.
Demonic Purge on Broodmother makes the hero just ignorable.
Right.
Yeah, I think they have a very good draft. But, we've seen a couple of drafts before that have completely fallen flat with a bad laning stage, and that might be the case here as well. Though Voker versus Pango should have a pretty good time. I think Shadow Fiend might be struggling a little bit depending on how aggressively they play. But he did perform really well in the last game, so I do have high hopes for Snoofy. And bottom, yeah, no, I think they should win that lane.
I think they
Against
have really good
Crystal
lanes on,
Morph.
on Blade
Yeah.
Breakers. Like, I really dislike Crystal Maiden on this hero. Every time I see it, it just dies 4 times in lane. I get why people pick it into Primal, but I also feel like a good Primal can play around the Frostbite, just wait for it to be used, you go from Fog, Crystal Maiden's turn rate, cast points, they're all pretty bad.
Yeah. Crystal Maiden is not the flashiest, but I have also seen some big Crystal Maidens perform really well. Went for the mana regen amplification facet, where his allies gain mana on the amount of mana that he spends, which I think actually is the not favored facet.
Yeah, I don't think so. Usually see the other one. Looking at pubs here, usually you have a 69, nice, frozen expense pick rate
Nice.
against the 31 of this one.
The other one gives you cast range. I mean, and of course AoE is bigger, so that's also value. But straight up cast range on your ulti that scales is really, really freaking good. I mean, obviously giving mana to your allies is the supporter's way to do it, but meh.
Yeah.
What did
it
they
does
ever
give
do
you
for
more,
you?
gives you more poke in the lane. But I wouldn't say like Morphling needs that much mana, especially when you're gonna have a wand lead to a Shadow Demon lane. It's interesting that you chose this one. Very curious to see what exactly the plan is about that.
I mean, it's also the has 75% mana regen amplification instead of I think 50. So it's more mana regen for you as well. Then you get the arcane aura, so then it just like scales significantly better.
True. That's if you're alive, but we'll see.
And if you die, you just come back and give your Morphling more mana. Value. But yeah, he's getting bullied right now by the Shadow Demon of Hanzama. Though he's also giving some nice magic wand stacks in the meantime. Crystal Maiden looking to clean up the sentry ward, which will be taken down by the creeps. Top lane, Knight is out of mana and most of his HP, but FCR is not being touched. Really should have a pretty okay time in the lane with all them Spooder webs. Which one did he go for? He went for the Insatiable Hunger, also applies to nearby spiderlings facet.
Yeah, I like that one better. I feel like they nerfed the necrotic webs a lot. Like even, oh boy, top lane, that's the bushwhack of $1 million right there.
And it is going to be first blood as well. Great catch coming in from Knight. And yeah, I mean, he's the ace in the hole for the team, Snoofy, that we've seen so far in most of their games. So taking him down is going to be pretty important.
Yeah, that's the problem of Ogre's level 1, right? We'll just normally offer that much as they're going.
You exist. That's all you do.
Oh, they did cut
FCR.
the tree this time around.
Snoofy staying alive. Knight's trying to chase him down.
Oh!
Snoofy gets the raise connection, stays alive, plays a very dangerous game there. I like the fact that, the Iron Branch was dropped in between against the Hoodwink, which is an interesting approach, but then the double Shadow Raise hit to secure the kill. That's the style you like to see.
Mid-fight, he also cut one of the trees to prevent the bushwhack. Like, amazingly done, Snoofy. And alright, so this lane still competitive. CS-wise, is way further ahead than CR's blue.
Shadow Demon also TP'd mid to make sure no bottle refill for PP comes in. So he's going to be slowed down a little bit and has to be quite careful. You know, I'm still liking this team. Bottom lane, Primal. He's being left alone. And if the Crystal Maiden is not there, you're fine. But if the Crystal Maiden joins in, one bad freeze, Morphling does still do good damage with just waveform adaptive strike.
Yeah, it's I was gonna try and kill this small camp, I think, but you gotta be careful. Because if you don't have one slot to disengage, you will definitely die.
And LGM, yeah, he's struggling a little bit. Shadow Demon is making some stacks. SF can farm okay. Primal is probably the better choice to clear up the medium stacks to catch back up and get farmed. However, Adaptive Strike comes in from Costa Bile. He still has Onslaught. Is going to just choose it to charge away. Even had that healing note set the ready in case it was required. Top lane.
Pressure top lane as well.
Yeah, they're bullying, but Bushwhack gets dodged. They're playing really well against the Hoodwink, just skill-wise.
This Invoker is stomping the Pango. Almost 12 CS ahead. The Pango is not even here. Rotated to the top lane, but he doesn't have Rolling Thunder.
And Snoofy gets caught. Taken down. Now PP is level 6, so now he does have Rolling Thunder. Nice Tornado interruption. They lose FCR. And the Rolling Thunder will PP continue for the kill. Ogre's not an easy hero to kill, so yeah, he just needs to use it to disengage. Otherwise, he's going to take too much damage. And it's a 1-for-1 trade. Like, Flow, sure, I'll take this. Yes, you lose the Shadow Fiend, but it's also Rolling Thunder on cooldown. And he'll be there for the creeps anyway.
Yeah, that's definitely worth it. The Shadow Fiend still having a good game overall. 13 CS. This Broodmother is... I mean, obviously, this here can always recover, right? Just need a Soul Ring, Arcane Boots, and literally farm everything. But so far, the pressure isn't that overwhelming.
Costa Bile and the Crystal Maiden coming in from behind, looking for Snoofy, who's trying to farm up some stacks, but Costa Bile is going to steal them.
BP's Invis doesn't find Snoofy, though.
Yeah, Snoofy's just going to run opposite directions. There is a sentry nearby, though, so PP is going to get spotted out. And they're just going to walk away. Experience Rune will be secured by the Dire side at the very least, Radiant as well. But this was a 5-man rotation, essentially, to catch the Shadow Fiend. And yeah, he got slowed down because he couldn't kill off that camp. But
he got the tower, so that's big. But Flo actually did a lot of tower damage in the mid lane as well, tanking for the catapult here a little bit. So, still, when overall even trade, next time the wave pushes, he will be able to get the mid tower.
Yeah, and PP is falling behind in terms of farm because of those moves. I mean, Primal is actually also struggling, but that's the nature of Primal.
He's being solo, right? So it's kind of expected
that as well.
Struggle.
But Primal in general is a hero that farms pretty slow. The cooldown on Trample is too long to really be a solid farming hero normally, because like you can clear a camp every 20 max level. Trample every 21 seconds you can clear a camp. That's too slow.
Yeah, but if he has stacks, it's gonna be fine, and they have pretty juicy stacks in the triangle. So I'm assuming that's what LGM's gonna do now.
Towards mid, Rolling Thunder comes out, control onto Flow, Bushwhack drags him back, the Voker's in a lot of trouble, locked in position, Disruption save comes out. Actually, I don't know if that was a save necessarily, considering it gave time for the Pango to get ready.
True. LGM though did farm a stack for himself, so he is slowly recovering, pretty much same net worth as the Brood Mama. And yeah, Flo is really the one that's suffering a little bit. But the supports have high levels here. The Bladebreaker is level 5 already on the Ogre, which means he's level 6. And Zama is not that far from his Demonic Purge.
Yeah, they're all pretty close in terms of net worth. Costa Bile is top net worth, but he's just been primarily focused on farming through the entire bottom lane.
Oh, Ogre is dead.
He's on the wrong side of the river. That's what you get. We've seen it in the Mummy.
Yeah, try to scout those triangle stacks, but way too easy for the Brood to collapse on him. In fact, speaking of that Brood, went for Snoopy here.
But Snoofy Requiem just forces him back. You're gonna need to have like an Orchid to kill him, but FCR is gonna go Echo Saber, it seems. So more of a right-click Brood Mother. Which version of Brood do you prefer? Ooh, kill onto
I really like the
Zamo.
Orchid. Even
Yeah,
after the Bloodthorn nerfs, I think it's pretty solid.
you still one-shot pretty much anyone you see.
Yeah.
I do agree. I think it's still too good to just pass up.
Fight for the room. PP gets it.
Okay, Knight on the run. There's no pulverize. They lose one. There's going to be a roll continuation on to the Ogre who loses his life. Flo and Anzama running in. But they're going to turn it on towards the Shadow Demon because Costa Bile is walking right in. Lots of damage from the Morph. Sunstrike not going to be able to connect. Even if it connected, it is, I think, a level 2 Exort, so it wouldn't
Mid
be
lane.
much.
FCR looking for Flow.
Flow goes Invis, no dust. Bad FCR. Always buy dust if you're up against Invis Zeros.
See if he's gonna buy it. So far, he did not buy it because he bought his Echo Saber components. But maybe after the Echo Saber, we're gonna see him getting it.
You know, it's always back when Brood summoned spiders in the laning stage. I remember a lot of times where you had a Voker like mid, and then the enemy last picked the Brood Mother, and it was over. Like, it was, you've lost. There was nothing you could do at that stage.
It was so sad.
That was cheese. That was actually when big cheese was a thing.
Oh. We had the Howdas and Camemberts of Dota. Now it's all plain cheese. Not that interesting.
Yeah, now it's just
But
normal. Like it's annoying, but it's normal. It happens. You don't get played that hard. I don't think there's any matchups, unless you make like a big fat mistake, that you get destroyed that hard. Even matchups where the enemy picks Huskar against Ember, I've seen Embers win because they just like cut the creep wave behind the enemy's tower, and you're like,
there's a lot of
shiz against that.
There's a lot of shenanigans that you can do that people learn, I think. I guess, Viper can still be cheese, depending, but yeah, in general.
Yeah, but then you have Viper, so you like, yay, I do good in the early game. I'm trash in the later parts.
Speaking of trash, looks like they want to put this fighter
FCR.
right into the trash can.
Pulverize. FCR staying alive with Insatiable Hunger, turning it around onto the Primal Beast, healing up. Disruption save is not going to be too much happening there to keep him going. And yeah, Insatiable Hunger does not get purged by Demonic Purge, by the way.
Yeah, no, it's unspellable. I checked from the beginning of the game. FCR pretty tanky with this build, right? I guess that is the upside of Echo over the Orchids, just a bit more stats for you. And not only they win that fight, looks this is just gonna be a tier 2 unless they do something immediately.
Yeah, it's a rough game, and it doesn't look like it's going to be that much easier. Also, Crystal made a very supportive build. 3 points in Arcane Aura, 2 in Frostbite, 1 in Crystal Nova.
Yeah. Just wants everyone to be spamming spells. I mean, they have very low cooldown spells on everyone, so I can see why he's taking that route.
It does. Like, last game, he played the Moon Shard Enchantress, and this game he's going for, I don't need spells. I just need to give everyone mana. Complete 180.
Very flexible. Super nice to see players being that flexible as they're gonna smoke here on Blade Breakers. Do they have any new timings? I would actually say they do.
FCR gets the tower kill.
That's
Top
awful.
tier 2 gone.
They're gonna fight, but they're not fighting for anything. Like, they already lost.
Oh, Anzama disrupts himself. Stay alive. Rolling Thunder continues. The Ogre Magi. The two supports are left behind essentially to just get mowed down. Requiem being pump fake by Snoofy. He's going to get spotted by the Crystal Maiden in his approach. Requiem still gets thrown out. Primal charges in. They will lose the Crystal Maiden, but now Primal will, with the Pulverize, can he get the fight going? Costabile on the side wants to chase in for more, but will instead have to suffice with a triple kill for PP.
PP is smacking down everyone here. It's just considering how hard of a laning stage he had, is absolutely destroying this team fight. So much chaos created by Rolling Thunder. There's no protection for these supports. I mean, they just get overpowered.
Yeah, they're playing honestly really good. Like obviously we've also seen their opponents from yesterday beat them, but oh Snoofy.
Oh, someone save this guy!
No, the disruption save isn't going to be enough. Snoofy does manage to get away. They lose Knight and a 7 kill streak from PP to Anzama. That's the net worth difference is almost equalized after that fight.
That's a lot of gold that they lost, and Snoofy, he has an aura around him. It feels like ganks are just 50% harder when you go for him, and somehow he does survive.
My. Oh, good. Like, honestly, I don't want to see any of these teams go home. Like, I want to see more of this. Where are the South American, tier 2, tier 3 tournaments? Where have they gone? There were at one point like 3 at the same time.
I think, did DPL ever had a South American version, or was it always like the South American teams playing European
EPL had a South America version.
Yeah, but
I don't know if they still do. There is a big fight though. Crystal just gets squashed, but a 2-man bushwhack catch. Is it going to be enough? They're harassing as much as they can, trying to keep Costabile away from Snoofy essentially. And Snoofy pump fakes his Requiem. They'll walk away. There is of course that RES. SA.
Yeah, that's the only one. That's literally the only one. And I think it will be back, but I don't know exactly.
Yeah, it's going to be back in like January.
Yeah.
They don't know. They're working on how the circuit works this year. Oh, Knight is going to get pretty squashed.
Okay, so Bladebreakers, I mean, they're surviving, right? That initial onslaught of Infinity was very scary, but they can kill the supports, like both the Hoodwink and the Crystal Maiden. When they get found by the Invoker or this Primal Beast, they can actually just get solo killed.
Yeah, they do so freaking much damage. Snoofy also with the Alacrity buff now, taking buildings quickly. Means that Roche is also a very quick possibility for them. But also the Shadow Fiend build is Mask of Madness, Dragon Lance, Chrysalis. Like, that's a really aggressive build.
I mean, look at his attack speed. This guy, this little bro, attacks pretty quickly, and they will find little sis.
Costabile, Snoofy, Requiem being thrown out. BP getting forced back there. Rolling Thunder is going to get delayed, but the Primal Beast is dead. And PP is looking for Snoofy next, who's going to get knocked down to the low ground. Crystal Maiden holds him in place. That's going to be 3 kills secured. And now Ogre runs one direction, the Voker the other. Yeah, they had a couple of good little scruffs, but the straight-up team fights are too hard. FCR's got the BKB, didn't even have to use it. Once the Rolling Thunder can effectively be used, they're way stronger.
I think they were way too greedy there. Like, it's nighttime, you have no vision around that area. I mean, they had vision in the high ground, but they decidedly walked towards this tier 2. And I don't think they have easy catch to just, like, get a kill. They're gonna go for FCR. They do have catch for that, but BKB...
And there's going to be the control. FCR is going to get controlled with the Pulverized Tornado. Flies out, not going to connect onto Knight. And they don't have a way to jump him at the moment. Primal Beast, by the way, has the BKB, but it died on the courier in that fight bottom lane. So he was actually in that fight getting his BKB recipe delivered.
Oh, I see. Well, maybe that was the call. They thought that you're gonna get the BKB mid-fight, but yeah, micro not perfect there. Snuffy though, actually probably skipping the BKB for now. He has the Yogurt Axe, but I'm not sure he's actually gonna finish the BKB.
Probably still gonna go for the BKB. Doubtful that he's gonna just go with Ogre Axe and then Manta style. As BKB just, I mean, obviously Manta style's
He
nice.
did that in
It's
the
got a
last
short
game.
cooldown, but
Stop for like a Crystallis, even though he had the Yogurt Axe completed.
yeah, but this game, like, BKB actually keeps you alive. Manta style is nice against like the Crystal Maiden Freeze, but BKB is the reason you can take any of these hits. Rolling Thunder in, Flow gets control, nice bushwhack catch, and Primal Beast is going to be a second one. Still doesn't have that BKB. Finding 3 kills in the process and quickly clean them up. The Tormentor also just respawned at 45 seconds that you're going to have to the experience rune to steal as well. So a great moment coming out from Infinity for a play.
Dude, look at that sentry from Blade Breakers in the triangle, and look at the Radiant Infinity Ward. They thought they were safe. Look how close it is.
Yeah, it's in. I call that in. It's BS that it's not in.
That's so unfortunate. Like, that's from the low ground during nighttime to get that big of a fight. It's so unlucky.
And now FCR is waiting for the experience rune to spawn. Who got the shard? The Hoodwink got the free shard. At least they have BKB, but 21 minutes, Primal Beast only has a BKB. That's not a good position to be in.
Yeah, Hoodwink's pretty much the same network. Already has the Road of Atos, and we're going to finish in Lightmare at some point.
Sophie, Requiem, spamming. Crystal Maiden canceled this TP. They quickly get a tier 1 tower for free, but in the meantime, Morphling is taking Roche together with the Broodmother. That's going to be the first age of the game. Plus, Costabile is almost done with the Kanda. I think the Kanda recipe is too cheap.
Come on, only like 3 heroes build this item. I feel like it's fine.
But the value on the item is stupid. It one-shot supports.
It doesn't one-shot supports. It's a fair market.
It does. Like, he does...
It's 5,000 gold item, man.
Yeah, but that's because, like, Chrysalis is an item you can get anyway. Like, it's 2 different items. You combine them, and then the recipe is only 600?
I'm down to making Phylactery more expensive. I don't think the recipe of the
I think Chrysalis needs to be more expensive, because Phylactery itself is quite an expensive item already.
Yeah, but, like, Chrysalis' whole purpose is to be this, like, cheap, efficient item, right?
I guess, but it's 2 grand is, like, really cheap. For the value that it brings.
Well, I'm not rich like you. 2 grand for me is very expensive.
Sorry. I didn't mean it like that. I mean, you have Brazilian dollars, that's a different currency, so...
It's called Brazilian reais, so you're offending me right now, but...
They are gonna go in, though, get the full control, supports plus Snoof, you're dead. And they're looking to knock on the high ground with that Aegis. They're called Brazilian, what? Lures?
Reais. Lure? Reais. Like, it's like real. Because like there was this whole thing that we had a lot of inflation, and so they created a real currency because it was supposed to be deflationary in some way, but obviously it wasn't. So right now it's very cheap. If you earn your salary in dollars or euros, come to Brazil, you're gonna have a very happy time.
Brazil.
Do you think we're gonna have TI in SA this year, or it's gonna be like SCA or something?
I think they're just gonna stick to Europe.
Really?
Because because
I hope
PGL,
it's a
like
cheaper European. Yeah, you're right. They
the
are in
story
Europe.
is that PGL is the, they own TI now, so then
Yeah.
they probably not want to like leave Europe because it's just easier.
Hmm. Makes sense. Yeah, like I guess when Valve is doing it, they can afford the loss just because they want to make everyone happy with it. But as it
Yeah.
becomes an actual asset, yeah, makes sense. As long as it's not that expensive of a country, I hope I can go this year. Copenhagen is crazy expensive.
It was quite decently expensive, I would have to say.
Yeah,
Going in, I guess it was the same as the Netherlands, maybe slightly more expensive, but
I think
ever
it's
so
more
slightly.
from what I looked.
I mean, alcohol was a lot more expensive, but other things were cheaper. So,
Mm.
like for instance, the prices in the festival itself, in the arena, were like same price.
What the hell's supposed to be doing here, bro?
Oh, Costa Bile, dropping low. Maybe that Aegis can get popped. Feared back. Swap towards strength. Still has that Aegis though. Yeah, there was some whole Dota fight going on while we were just discussing, where's TR going to be this year?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This game's looking pretty over here. I know Blade Breakers are putting up, the best fight they can, but for a while now, they have been overwhelmed. I feel like Infinity have just played better than them in every single aspect of the game. Just laning stage, team fights, vision. I like the draft of Blade Breakers, but they really got outplayed by PP. I think the amount of space he created this game is phenomenal.
Yeah, I would agree. Infinity is playing like a team that shouldn't be in the lower bracket.
Yeah, true. And maybe they shouldn't. Fusion really, they almost beat Fusion, but at the end of the day, Fusion is also looking pretty strong.
Oh, Fusion is really freaking strong. Like, I was very impressed with their performance yesterday, and we are lucky because the last series of the day today will be us covering the Fusion match, the upper bracket finals up against Beast Coast, and I am so thrilled for that match.
Dude, I am very, because I don't know what to expect. Like, in a way, I think Bisco should be favored, especially because they beat Heroic. I feel like beating Heroic is definitely a bigger feat than beating Waska right now. But at the same time, Fusion is still like they don't know that much about them, right? Whereas for Biscos, there's so many clubs, there's so many stats as how they work as a team. Whereas this Fusion team, sure, their players are known, but I think their ideas might not be as clear for everyone else.
Oh yeah, it's also like, was yesterday just them overperforming, or
Mhm.
what's gonna happen when they play another big match? And that's
Yeah.
what I'm curious about. Are they gonna be able to beat Beast Coast? Though
Speaking
Flo
of
gets one
big
shot there. Hey, look, Kanga
BP,
almost one shot Sakor. That's beep beep.
any
I'm a sheep.
off by BP, mine definitely doesn't feel good.
Snoofy also dead. Crystal ult coming up. GG gets called, and that means, ladies and gents, we will unfortunately have to say goodbye to the Blade Breakers. They are eliminated from the ESL Thailand close qualifiers, SA, and the first ones to go.